May I offer you some coffee?
No, thank you. I don't have enough time.
Oh, then you must have some news.
No.
You haven't spoken to the judge?
No.
Oh, you want to see Amanda. I'll get Louise.
No, I can see Amanda later. That's not why I'm here.
What is it, Rachel?
I just wanted to thank you.
Oh, for once I'm glad that's over.
Are you off now?
Oh, yes, thank goodness. That last hour just crept by. I must have looked at my watch 100 times.
It sounds to me like you have plans.
I don't deny it. I'm always eager to see Mac, but today's especially important.
Well, yeah, what's up?
Oh, I've just been thinking about the house. I got some ideas.
You're not going to redo the house, are you?
Why do you ask?
Oh, I don't know. It's just so beautiful the way it is.
It is lovely. And I don't plan to make any really major changes at all.
That's a relief.
Yeah, it probably will be for Mac, too. After all, it is his home, and he's comfortable with it just the way it is. Still...
Alice, what plans do you have?
I just have some of my own things stored away, things that I'm really fond of, and I thought I might feel more at home with some of them around.
Well, that is smart. That way you'll feel comfortable, too.
And Matt can help me choose the best pieces and decide what will go best where.
Be nice doing it together.
Yes, I always enjoy doing things with Mac. He's so enthusiastic, so supportive.
You know something, I couldn't agree with you more. I was just reading here about his drug rehab program. And that you two are going to head up the fundraising committee, huh?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. It's something we both believe in very strongly.
You know, I do too. And I'd like to be part of it, if you can use me.
Would you really? Oh, Kit, you'd be a wonderful asset, if you're really serious.
I am. I really am. And I don't want to be just a name on the committee either.
Don't worry about that. We'll put you to work. Oh, see how time flies when you're having a good time? I gotta run.
You know,
Dr. Jones, please call your service.
it's a nice feeling, isn't it?
Please call your
What?
service.
Having someone to go home to at the end of the day.
You're talking about you and Joy now, aren't you?
It's nobody else. You know, I don't know when I'm happiest. If it's when we're alone together, or right now, when I'm waiting to see him.
You know, we're both pretty lucky people, aren't we?
The luckiest.
Philip, I tried to reach you last night.
You mean after I bailed you out?
Yeah. Man, I knew they were on to me.
The Black Hawk people?
Yeah, but I just didn't think they'd catch up with me that fast. And when they did, see, I figure I had them outsmarted when I slipped the camera to Jamie.
Wait, hold it a minute, Sandy. Now sit down. Sit down. You slipped the camera to Jamie?
Look, I didn't know he was working there either, Philip. I still don't know what he was doing, but when those guys were catching up to me in the warehouse, Jamie was there for some reason. Now, I managed to get the camera to him, right? He got it out of the warehouse. That's what that message was about at the jail yesterday. Anyway, I went over to his room. We got the film developed, took it back to Jamie's room. I couldn't get in touch with you, so I left the camera there and the film there overnight. And Jamie went out or something. They broke into his place. No photos.
No, wait a minute, Sandy. Hold it. You're telling me that not only did the Black Hawk Project find out who you were, they fired you and had you arrested, but now there are no pictures anymore?
That's exactly what I'm saying, Philip. And we had a picture of him, too. A good one. We really did, Philip. We had a picture of the guy that must be Edward Black.
Another world. To thank me? I don't understand.
I think you do, and I just wanted to tell you I appreciate it.
Oh, you're talking about the custody hearing?
Yes. I guess I'm most grateful for the fact that you didn't bring up all of that about Jamie's drug problem.
If you really think I would have done that, Rachel, you don't know me very well.
Well, I wasn't sure if you would or not. I just know how much you want Amanda.
I don't want any one of my children at the expense of another one. Surely you know that.
I thought that's the way you'd feel. I just wasn't sure. And then I'm also grateful to you for not bringing up all of that about Mitch and the connection.
Well, I was tempted to. I have to admit that. And if I had, I don't think there's any doubt about who'd get custody of Amanda.
Well, then maybe you should have let the detective testify.
Perhaps. But I don't want to win my daughter by smearing her stepfather. I detest this whole thing of fighting over her anyway.
Well, if that were really true, Mac, then why would we be going through a court battle for my daughter?
My daughter, too, Rachel. My daughter, too. I love her so much. She means more than anything in my life now.
Well, Mac, what do you think she means to me? I'm her mother, and she's a very young little girl. She belongs with her mother. Don't you understand that now?
Yes, I understand that, but more important, because of all those reasons I didn't allow to be brought out at the hearing, I think she belongs here in this house, the only home she's ever known, with me.
Well, I hate to bring up a cliche, but a house isn't a home. And I think that the judge realizes that. This time, I don't think your wealth is going to help you. She's a very young girl, and she belongs with her mother.
Well, the court will decide.
Mac, I just don't want you to be bitter. I want you to see Amanda whenever you want to. I don't want to deny you that privilege.
It's not a privilege. It's a necessity for me, Rachel. I have to have her with me. You know very well, the minute you get her, you're going to leave town. Now, you tell me this. How am I ever going to get to see my little girl if you take her off to San Francisco with you?
You know, I think there's too much editorial. Look at that. I mean, it's taking the balance away from the photographs.
I know, but we need the editorial stuff, honey. It explains the products. What are we going to do?
Maybe we can cut it down. Look, wait a minute, I have an idea. What if we take the printing and put it on top of the photo? Look at all that space we'd save. It'd be perfect.
Space.
What's wrong?
Nothing.
Cecile, you look really pale. Are you sick?
No, I'm okay. No. Look, we have to get this to the printer by 3 o'clock. We have to get it done.
Yeah, well, if you're not feeling well, you're not going to be able to work.
Oh, Sally. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Well, I know one thing. Cecile, you can't go through this alone. You've got to tell somebody.
No, I don't want to tell anyone.
I don't know why not.
Because I just don't want to tell anyone yet.
I don't
not
understand
yet.
you. I don't understand you.
Look, I'm not really in the mood to explain it to you right now. Would you mind going back to your office for a while? And I'll call you, and we can finish this later.
Cecile, if you're not feeling well...
Sally, please, would you just leave me alone? I'll call you, and we can do it later, all right?
All right.
I'm not the least bit surprised.
Oh, Philip, you thought something like this was going to happen?
I had a talk with Mac. And it seems that there's more to this Black Hawk project than meets the eye.
Well, what I want to know, Philip, is what are we going to do about this? We can't let him get away with something like that.
I agree.
Look, should I go talk to Mac and explain to him what happened?
It can't hurt. And I'll bet you 10 to 1 Mac has a plan to deal with this. Now, Sandy, you trust him. Because if anybody can take on the Black Hawk project, Mac can.
Paging Dr. Cole. Paging Dr. Cole.
Well, if I'm any judge of smiles, that is definitely a Joey smile.
How can you tell?
I can tell, believe me, I can tell. Ever since Joey asked you to marry him, you've been walking around this hospital looking disgustingly happy and smug.
Now, I may be happy, but I'm not smug. You have to take something for granted to be smug, and that is something I'm never doing.
Very wise of you.
If you want to see somebody who's disgustingly happy, you should have seen Alice a few minutes ago.
Oh, spare me, please.
Marianne, come on. She's your aunt.
I know, and I love her, and I'm glad she's happy. And I'm sorry I'm such a grouch.
Oh, come on. Really, the two of us are both so disgustingly happy. It's just we're perfect company for each other.
Please, don't let me inflict my company on you. I mean, I'll leave if it's too much.
Come on. I'm sorry. Okay?
What's to be sorry about?
Well, I know you're going through a rough time right now, and you don't need to hear how happy I am and how happy Alice is.
Kid,
okay?
it's all right, really. Really. I mean, I'm glad you're both so happy. Just because I'm between a rock and a hard place doesn't mean that I don't want everybody else to be happy.
So how's it going? Really?
Really, it's not going too well.
Have you talked to him?
Jamie?
Yeah. And?
And nothing. And nothing happened. He said he'd call, and he didn't.
Dr. Stein, please call your service.
Marianne,
Dr.
what is it
Stein,
you
please
really
call your
want?
service.
Do you want to talk to him?
Well, yeah, sure I do. But he doesn't call. And there's really nothing I can do about that.
Look, you know that I hate what happened to you and Rick. But you
Please, please, kid.
Now, wait a minute. I wasn't going to give you a lecture.
Well, it sure had the sound of a good beginning.
All right, now, just hold on. Wasn't what I was going to say. If you and Rick, are finished and you don't want to get back together, then you've got to decide what it is you really want. Is Jamie what you want?
I think so.
Then call him. Phones work both ways, you know.
Yeah, well, what if he doesn't want to hear from me?
And you'll find out. But at least then you'll know where you stand.
Well, you really are feeling better, aren't you?
Hi. Yeah, I am. You ready to work?
Well, sure, if you are.
Uh-huh. Fortunately, those spells only last for a few minutes, and then I'm fine.
Good, good. Look, can I, ask you something?
Mm-hmm.
It's personal.
You can ask.
Are you sure that this baby is Sandy's?
Yes, Sally, I am.
Well, then what are you going to tell Sandy?
I'm not going to tell him anything.
Oh, well, you have to tell somebody, and I think Sandy has a right to know.
I just don't want to put that pressure on him. I don't want to do that to our relationship, not right now.
Cecile, I think you should tell him the truth. I mean, if he loves you and if you love him, he's going to understand the situation.
Oh, and what if he doesn't understand? I can't take that chance, Sally, not now.
Well, you've got to tell him sometime.
I know. I will. It's just that Sandy's love is enough for me right now, and I'm not going to let anything or anybody spoil that.
Oh, hi, darling. Didn't expect you over here so early.
I was so excited I just had to stop by and tell you about our talk.
With whom?
Oh, sorry, with the decorator and the contractor.
Ah.
I've done something wrong.
No, you haven't. Not at all. So tell me what he or she said.
Well, they gave me some wonderful decorating ideas for our suite and some very interesting ideas for the renovation of your old suite.
Well, that's very nice.
I've interrupted some important business, haven't I?
No, you haven't.
Yes, I have. I'll go now.
Please don't go.
Well, actually, I did have a good excuse to come by and see you.
You don't need an excuse to see me. I've told you that.
I know. I don't want to make you unhappy in any way.
You couldn't do that. Now, come on. Sit down over here and tell me what it's all about.
Before I go any further with the decorator, I wanted to find out if you mind if I have some of my own things brought over to the house, our house after we're married. Just some things that I really loved and cared about once.
Things you had...
Yes, things that I had together with Steve. Just a few things that meant a lot to me.
Well, of course you can bring them over. You didn't need to ask me that.
Well, it wasn't so much that I was asking. It's just that, well, they were things that Stephen bought.
Alice, that doesn't make any difference. I don't resent what you had with Stephen, just as I'm sure you don't resent what I once had with Rachel.
You really mean that, don't you?
With all my heart. All I want is for you to be very happy and very comfortable in my house, in our home. That's all that's important.
Thank you, Mac.
So, what did you want to bring over?
Well, there are a lot of things, and I don't want to pick indiscriminately.
Where are they now?
Oh, they're in storage. I had planned on going over and sorting through my things today. It's been a long time since I've even looked at them.
Well, I hope they're still in good shape.
Well, I'm not going to stick you with some dilapidated old thing. I will choose very carefully.
It doesn't matter what it looks like. If it's something that you care about, something that has a particular meaning for you. As we both said, we can't leave our past behind us. So we'll use it. We'll build a good new life for ourselves on the happy memories of the past.
I like the way you put that.
So you just feel free to bring anything you want, anything at all from your past. After all, it's your past that made you into the marvelous woman that I love so much today.
Paging Dr. Miller. Paging Dr. Miller.
Jamie? Oh, I'm sorry. I woke you up. No. It's nothing important. Why don't you just go back to sleep? No, really. I'll talk to you later. Well, if you're sure you're up. Oh, I'm fine. No, not much. Listen, I was just thinking. You said that we might get together, and, well, I was just wondering if you had any free time in the next few days. I mean, I know you work nights and everything. My schedule's pretty hectic, too, but yeah, sure. No, I understand.
Nurse Forbes.
No, really, no problem.
Nurse Forbes, please report to the nurse's station.
Well, sure. What about early next week? I mean, well, yeah, I have to work too, but maybe after work. Well, great. Then we'll make a tentative. You'll call and let me know one way or the other? Fine. Okay, well, I'll talk to you. Bye-bye.
Dr. Haggard, please call your service. Dr. Haggard, please call your service.
I'm really pleased with Philip's ideas for the drug rehab project.
Oh, how's it going?
Very well. He's going to run a series of articles in the calendar section of the Ledger.
Oh, on the center?
On the need for the center.
Oh, I see. More of a promotional kind of thing.
Well, yes, in an informative way. You know how badly Bay City needs such a program. How drugs affect not only the victims, but everyone concerned. Family, friends, everyone.
Well, I think it's a very good service. And I applaud your courage, Mac.
Oh, well, not looking for applause, but I do hope we're able to spare some of the families the anguish that we went through when Jamie had his problem.
You say that there's going to be several articles?
Yes, and I want to ask you about that. I was thinking of asking for one article from Jamie. It's Philip's idea. What do you think?
Well, I think it might be a good idea, providing, of course, that Jamie will do it.
I think he very well might.
You're very proud of him, aren't you?
I have every reason to be. He came through a terrible ordeal very, very well. Yes, I'm proud that he's my son.
Oh, speaking of sons, I put through all the paperwork on Sandy.
Oh, yes. Tell me what you've done on that.
Well, I requested a name issue on his driver's license and his Social Security card, but we do have a slight problem.
Really? What's that? Can I help?
Well, we're going to need a copy of his birth certificate or passport, some acceptable form of legal evidence to support his name issue.
Well, I'm sure Sandy must have a birth certificate. I'll ask him. Is this going to hold things up?
Well, you never know. A judge can be very understanding, but then again...
You're going before a judge?
Oh, yes. The process is much the same as a formal adoption.
But he's my real son.
I know that, Mac. But since you only now acknowledge that fact, there are certain legal issues that must be settled.
Seems very strange, having to adopt my own son.
Well, only in the strictest legal sense, Mac. But it's better to provide this service now rather than wait.
Excuse me. Yes, Liz. Oh, he is. Tell him to come on in. Sandy's here now. We'll ask him.
Oh, Brian, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were in here. Liz just told me to come on in.
It's quite all right, Sandy. What's the matter? Something wrong?
Well, sir, I've got a problem I think we need to deal with.
Problem? What is it?
I was arrested last night.
You were arrested? Well, what for?
I was on assignment for Philip.
You mean for the Ledger?
Yes, sir. He wanted me to see what I could find out about Blackhawk's operations, so I got a job at their warehouse.
But why were you arrested?
Well, I was at the warehouse yesterday, and I had a mini camera with me. You see, Philip wanted me to get pictures of everybody because we didn't know what Edward Black looked like. Well, in any case, these two guys came walking into the warehouse, so I started taking their picture. Only this time, I'm afraid they caught me. They were coming for me, and I was going to try and bluff my way out of it, and then I saw Jamie over to the side. So I managed to get over beside him, and I slipped the camera to him. Well, to make a long story short, they told Jamie to clear out, and they hauled me off to jail for trespassing.
I see. What, did they know that you were working there under false pretenses?
You know, I think so, because they seem to know so much about me. Well, in any case, after Philip bailed me out of jail, I went over to Jamie's to retrieve the camera. Well, we developed the film, and I'd gotten some really good pictures of Edward Black. Only Jamie convinced me to leave the photos there until this morning. And they, that is, I'm sure it was Black's people, they looted his apartment while he was out, and they got every one of the photos.
But you say Jamie wasn't involved in that?
Well, no, sir. As I said, he was out. They did tear up his apartment pretty well, though.
Well, I think you're well out of that warehouse, in my opinion.
Yes, sir, but what about Jamie?
You think he's in danger?
Well, I don't know. Until we find out what it is they're trying to hide, we can't answer that question. And right now, there's just no way of knowing.
I wonder why all this secrecy. They must be working on something important, but what?
Well, who knows? Everything is under total security there. Even certain areas, they keep everything under wraps.
Well, I'm going to find some answers out. I'll know the reason why. If this Blackhawk is as big an operation as it seems to be, there must be some information somewhere. I want to know who this Edward Black is. And more importantly, I want to know if Jamie really is in danger.
Mac, Jamie's not going to like
Yeah, I know I'm supposed to keep out of his life. But if this Ledger thing has inadvertently put him in danger, then I'm afraid I'm just going to have to get involved.
Oh, yes, sir, I guess you're right.
Liz, I want to talk to Ballard in research and Mr. Wolf in security. You can tell them I have a little information about Blackhawk, and I want them to find out a lot more for me. Thank you.
Now, honey, watch your step.
I thought maybe I'd go through all of my things and maybe take some with me after the wedding.
Yeah, you haven't been down here in a long time.
Thought it best not to open up old wounds.
Then why now?
I guess they've all healed. I got to thinking about redecorating Mac's house, and I started thinking about some of my old things, things I like to have around me.
Well, you know, you should have used these things. Upholstered things don't stand up well without use.
I never had a home to put them in.
Oh, but sweetheart, you could have.
Oh, I know, but I didn't want to. After Stephen died, I guess I never really felt that I had a home, no matter where I lived.
I'm sorry to hear that.
That's the past. And now I have a home. Or at least I will as soon as Mac and I are married. I'm starting into a new phase of my life with the man I love. That makes me very happy, Dad.
Me too, honey. But listen, why do you want to take these things? These were Stephen's and yours. Shouldn't you start over fresh?
I don't want to forget what Stephen and I had, Dad. I tried that for years, but that didn't work. And now Mac has made me see that that's not what I should do. These things mean a lot to me. And Mac thinks I ought to have them around me.
Well, I must say this for Mac. He's quite a special man.
Yes, he is.
And I can see that you love him very much. I'm happy for you.
Thanks, Dad. Oh, but sometimes I get a little scared.
Scared? Why?
Oh, I don't know. It's just... Well, it's like maybe I shouldn't be so happy. Taking an awful risk. I could get hurt again.
Oh, honey, don't think like that. It's not healthy. Everybody takes a chance. Anybody who falls in love is taking a chance. But it's worth taking the chance and the risk, believe me.
You're right. I know you're right. Just keep thinking good thoughts for me, okay? I need them.
Well, I always think good thoughts about my children. But I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll think some very special thoughts for you, all right?
You're something else, you know that.
I hope so.
You always make me feel so safe, so secure. Pat and Russ and I are very lucky to have you for a father. You always know just the right thing to say.
Well, I ought to. I've taken years to practice it, except when you were all teenagers.
Well, I remember that, but I'd like to forget it.
Me too. Well...
Dad, do you think it'd be all right if I had some time alone in here?
Well, certainly. Take all the time you want.
It's okay?
Of course it is. I understand you wanting to be alone. And I have a little work to do. So I'll see you in a little while.
To us.
To us.
I have something for you.
The most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
And you're the most beautiful woman I've ever seen.
What? No, I said that'll be fine. Right.
Dad, listen, I've got to go. I've got a lot of things to do this afternoon.
Yes? No, it's going to be all right, just like that, all right? Talk to you later. Bye-bye. Before you go, Sandy, one thing I don't understand.
Yes, sir?
You said that Jamie was a help to you in this. I thought you two were not on good terms.
Well, we weren't. I mean, we're not. I guess that in the throes of everything happening, we kind of forgot our differences. I know it was important to get that camera out of the warehouse. At least it was to me. I can't really speak for Jamie.
Well, do you think this might change things between you?
I can't really say, Mac. I hope so. At least we're talking now. It's a lot better than we were.
It was terribly tense there, wasn't it?
Yeah, I guess you could say that, yes, sir.
Well, maybe this is a first step.
Maybe. I hope so.
I really don't want to see this dissension between you. It makes me very unhappy.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
There's something else I've been meaning to talk to you about.
Yes, sir?
You remember some time ago I told you I wanted you to read my memoirs? And then so much chaos followed, I never got a chance to bring it up again. Then, after Jamie read it, and all the turmoil and conflict that happened as a result of the elusive Chapter 7, I wanted even more for you to share and know about my relationship with your mother.
You really want me to read this now, Mac?
Yes, I do. I wrote it a long time ago, long before I knew you were my son.
You mentioned Chapter 7. Is that the chapter that deals with my mom?
Yes, it does. It was also the cause of the rift between Jamie and me as to whether there was a copy of it or there wasn't, but that's not important. At the end of the chapter, I wrote a letter to my unknown child. I think the time has come for you to read it now.
Oh, Mac, I'm very touched by you asking me to read this now. Especially, I know I've been quite a burden to you. I've caused a lot of trouble lately.
Doesn't matter how much trouble there's been. What counts is the joy that you brought me. I mean, knowing I had a real flesh and blood son at last.
Mac, I don't know what to say.
Don't say anything. You just read it.
Yes, sir, I will, and I'll take good care of it. I'll get it back to you just as soon as I finish it, all right?
Good. And one other thing now.
Yes,
Brian needs a birth certificate. He must have it from you. Do you have one?
Well, I don't know.
Do you know what town you were born in?
I think I was born in Indiana. I can check with my sister and find out.
You think it might be possible to get a copy of the certificate?
Well, I'm sure I can get a copy of it if I have to.
You don't have to for me. It's for Brian. It's only a piece of paper. Paper isn't what makes you my son. It's my love for you that does that.
Who is it?
Yes,
Hi, Mom. Hiya. Thanks. That
Well.
death box? You think I could do anything with that?
Well, you're not losing any time, are you?
No, that's the whole idea. As soon as I'm awarded custody of Amanda, the three of us will be on a plane for San Francisco.
Are you really that sure that you're going to get custody of Amanda?
What do you think?
Don't count your chickens before they're hatched.
I'm not doing that. They always award the mother the child. I don't see why this case should be any different.
Oh, well, I'll feel a lot better than when the judge says you've got her.
Well, so will I, but in the meantime, I'm trying to keep a positive attitude. And I'm not going to think about the possibility. I felt so sad seeing Mac in court.
Sad? You don't care what you do to get custody of Amanda, and now you feel sorry for him?
Of course I feel sorry for him. I care about him. I don't want to hurt him, and he doesn't want to hurt me.
He had detectives follow you and Mitch. That's not the easiest way to keep peace in the family.
Yes, but he had a choice whether to use that information or not, and he chose not to. That was very sweet of him.
Very sweet of him.
Well, I went over to the house to tell him that.
Kind of jumping the gun, aren't you?
No, it had nothing to do with Amanda. I just wanted to tell him how grateful I was to him for not dragging up the past.
I will never understand you as long as I live.
Mom, he could have brought all of that up about Jamie and his drug problem, and he could have brought up about Mitch, and he chose not to, and it was detrimental to his case.
Well, Mac is a fair man.
Yeah, and it probably has cost him the custody of Amanda.
Not yet, it hasn't.
I feel so badly for him. I told him he could see her whenever he wanted to.
Well, now, how is that going to happen if she's in San Francisco with you and Mitch?
I know, I feel badly about that, too. I want her to know him while she's growing up. I don't know, we'll work something out.
Well, the only way that's going to happen, if you do get custody of
Why
her.
do you keep saying if? I'm going to get custody of her.
The only way that Mac is going to see Amanda is if she stays in Bay City. Now, from the looks of things around here, that's not going to happen.
I can't stay here. My life is with Mitch. You were the one who told me that.
Hi, baby.
Sandy, where were you?
Oh, I had to see a lot of people today. What are you doing in your robe?
Well, I came home from work early today. I wasn't feeling well. Why? You want to go somewhere or something?
No, I just think it's a little early to be in your robe, don't you?
Okay, I'll change into something else then.
Baby, you look great.
No, I don't. I look awful, and you know it. So, where have you been?
Well, like I said...
I know
sweetheart,
what you said. You said you were seeing some people. What people?
Well, we're pretty feisty today, aren't we?
I'm sorry. Oh, it's just that when I get these headaches, I just don't... Well, yeah, I don't get them very often, but when I do, I just get jumpy and crabby.
Listen, it's okay. Well, I'll make you feel better. Come here, sit down. Rub your back.
Oh, nice.
How's that? Nice. You know, one of the people I saw today was Mac.
Oh?
He asked me to read his memoirs.
It's memoirs?
Yeah, he said he wanted me to read what he'd written about my mother. He said there was a letter to his unknown child at the end of the chapter. Chapter 7, I think he said it was.
Oh. Well, that should be very enlightening for you.
Yeah, I think so. It's a funny thing, though.
What?
Well, he asked me for my birth certificate.
He did?
Yeah. He said Brian needed it for something, I guess.
Oh, did he say what he wanted it for?
I don't know. Probably just needed to verify my last name, something like that.
Yeah, probably. Listen, can I get you anything? Anything to drink or eat or anything?
No, thanks, sweetheart. Why don't you sit down and relax?
Oh, honey, do you have to go again tonight? Do you have to...
I'm not working nights anymore.
Oh. Why not?
I'm working the day shift again.
Well, that's good. Well, listen. Now that this whole thing is over, can you tell me what that secret special assignment was?
I don't see why not. Come back here. See, Philip wanted me to find out all I could about the Blackhawk Project.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a job working as a hand, and I took a lot of pictures. Only unfortunately, I got caught.
You did?
Yeah. They had me arrested for trespassing. But Philip bailed me out. I did manage to get the camera out of the warehouse, though.
Sandy, you were arrested?
Yeah.
What? Did they take the camera? What
No,
happened?
I got the camera out of there. I slipped it to Jamie.
To Jamie?
Yeah, I didn't know he was working there either. But there he was. Just happened to be there just at the right time. We got the film developed. Only I'm afraid the Blackhawk people got all the photos.
Wait a minute. How did they get the photos if they didn't have the camera?
Well, somehow they got hold of the fact that Jamie had the pictures and they broke into his place, took them.
I don't believe this whole thing.
Yeah, no, it's too bad. I mean, Jamie and I really had something going there for a while.
Really? I'm kind of surprised. I mean, I one minute you're not talking to each other, and the next you... What did he say?
What do you mean?
I mean, did you get a chance to talk about Mac or us or me?
No, we didn't have time for things like that.
Oh, that's too bad. Oh, honey, I never wanted to come between you and Jamie.
Sweetheart, it's okay. We didn't talk this time. But we will.
You will?
Yeah. I think this is just the beginning, you know. Soon we'll be able to get everything out in the open. Talk everything out.
I'll get it, Louise. Well, hello, darling.
Oh, I missed you.
What's wrong? Something the matter?
No, nothing's wrong. Everything's fine. Just fine. Just hold me.
I'm here for you. I'll always be here for you.
Oh, I hope so, Mac.
Because I need you just as much as you need me.
I do. I need you very much. But everything's going to be wonderful. Just wonderful. You'll see.
Of course it will be. If only.
Only what?
Well, the custody decision is tomorrow, you know.
I'm not worried. Are you?
I'm trying not to be. It's just that we don't have any precedent in our favor.
It doesn't matter. You're going to win. I just know.
Thank you for your support. Anyway, however it goes, tomorrow is going to be a big step in whatever direction our life together takes.
Why are you so far away?
Oh, I was just thinking.
About what? Don't shut me out. I hate that.
Oh, sweetheart, I don't mean to. I was just thinking how odd it is for Mac to have to, well, at this point anyway, practically adopt his own son. You gotta admit the timing certainly is coincidental.
What do you mean, coincidental?
Well, Mac has to go to court tomorrow.
Right, for the custody decision.
Yeah. Tomorrow he may legally lose his daughter while at the same time he's gaining his son.
Oh, I see what you mean.
I don't know how Mac's going to handle it if he loses Amanda. I mean, she really means a lot to him, Cecile.
Well, maybe if that happens, and I don't think it will, maybe there'll be something else to ease the pain.
Join us each weekday at this time for the continuing story of Another World.